my beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that I've been given the pleasure to welcome you onto my channel, I'm Vanessa and I, and welcome to the fam. So you guys, as usual, I have your weekly prediction ready for you. If you're new to my channel, you may not know this, but I upload a prediction on each weekend for the upcoming week in order to prepare each and every one of you for each week of the year. So I never miss my weekly predictions. So if that is a service that you're interested in, subscribe to my channel and enjoy your weekly predictions right in your subscription feed. So in order to help you figure out what exactly is going on in your life in the upcoming week, I have 4 groups that you can choose from. So I would like you to pick one of these 4 groups intuitively. So just go with that gut feeling, with your intuition. The 4 groups are as follows. We have the clear quartz, we have the amazonite, we have the blue quartz, as well as the black obsidian. The timestamps are down below in the description, as well as in the comment area. And you guys, I get asked very frequently where I get my crystal water bottles from, both the ones that I use during my readings, as well as the ones right up here. And I feel like I've been a horrible YouTuber. I feel like I have failed to push my product onto you guys. No, you guys, in all honesty, the links are down below to each and every water bottle that I own, that I use, that infuses your water with crystals. So if there's anything that you're interested in, please check the description box before leaving a comment, because the answer to your question is most likely already there. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to quickly clarify that because I have been getting more and more questions recently, so I hope that this clears it up. But as you guys know, I like to keep the intros as short as possible so we can spend more time within the readings. So let's get right into it. I'm going to be starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the clear quartz, and to all the other groups, I will catch you in your individual readings. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the clear quartz group number 1, which is a really purifying stone, but I want to get straight into your reading. I have not prepared any cards whatsoever. We're going to be doing everything intuitively. So lean back, enjoy, get yourself a little beverage of your choice, a little snack of your choice, and let's figure out exactly what's going on. First and foremost, we have the 3 of Pentacles. So in the 3 of Pentacles, I see a form of collaboration. I see a form of you working together with other people. So there may be a project that you're currently working on where it would be good to consult in other people's opinions just a little bit more next week, because we can't know everything. I mean, group number 1, sometimes other people have amazing ideas too. And what you have to do is put your ego aside if you're asking somebody who is usually the one to know it all, and you really, really don't want to ask them because you don't want them to rub it in your face that they knew something that you maybe didn't know, or for them kind of like correcting you. I want you to put any of those emotions to the side because they're not helpful. They're literally just stopping you from creating the best possible outcome that is out there. So make sure that you put any of those emotions aside, and it's only human. I know it's hard, but you have to keep in mind that you're doing this for the good of everybody involved. Then in the King of Cups, one thing that I see is somebody who is emotionally very stable. So this could be you. It could also not be you, you know, not judging either way. But I see just a situation where you have to be mature and the bigger person, and you may be rolling your eyes right now, group number 1, saying to yourself like, why me? Why do I have to be the bigger person again? But it is necessary next week. In the Queen of Pentacles, okay, we have 2 suits of Pentacles, 2 cards with the suit of Pentacles. There may be some sort of earth sign involved. Maybe you are an earth sign, but things of the earthly realms are increasingly important for you next week. In the Queen of Pentacles, I see that you have to manage your finances with a little bit more love and just take it a little bit more seriously. I see that there's something within your finances that needs your attention, and what you have to do, group number 1, next week, give it that attention that it requires in order to make sure that you keep everything in check. Then we have the Sun. So in the Sun, there is a time of celebration, and in the Chariot, there is also a time where You're choosing the direction that you want to go down next week, and this is clearly leading you to a happy place. This is clearly leading you to a spot where you're content, where you feel fulfilled, and that is clearly meant for you to be. So overall, I just see the sense of maturity within you, not only when dealing with other people, but also when it has to do with you getting your things in order, say your bills, your savings, you know, what's going out, what's coming in, actually taking the time to look into that. I see that this is leading you to a place where you feel happy. And I know that this may be obvious, but it's very hard to have the discipline to just get yourself out of this comfortable spot in order to face your fears, face the things that you've been procrastinating. But in the end, it's usually always the best decision that you could have made. Then in the turquoise, we have balance. So one thing that I see is that balance is important next week, whether you're able to attain it or not. It has a lot to do with ego and being stubborn, so know that those are two things that can get in the way of your success next week, group number one. And being stubborn, you know, I can relate. It could be that the more somebody tells you not to do something, the more you're actually going to think about doing it. But really, really try to just look away from any of those types of thought processes next week. Keep in mind that you're mature. Keep in mind that you can be the bigger person, and that at the end of the day, even if you don't like it, it's for the best for you as well as everybody else involved. Then in the green aventurin, I see new opportunities opening up by taking this approach that is more compassionate, more grown up, and just more, how should I say, more the future you that you desire. You know deep down inside, group number one, that this is who you want to be, but you're not quite sure if you're ready yet to be this mature. But next week is going to test you, but I see you succeeding. I see you actually passing the test as long as you allow yourself to put your mind to it. In the tarot cards, I see that you will seek further guidance. So next week is a week where you may consult into more tarot readings, where you may consult more just spiritual techniques that you have not tried before. Maybe you're going to try reading cards for yourself or a friend. And in the candles, I see magic happening. I see this sort of new sense of being, and there can be, I believe that you can have little awakenings. I don't think that every awakening has to be this huge life-changing epiphany. They can just be little indications along the way that lead to you just slowly awakening, you know, slowly opening your eyes to a new reality and new possibilities. So in the candles, I want you to keep in mind that you're taking more steps, you're having more of these mini awakening, more of these sort of steps that are bringing you closer to a new form of enlightenment. So you're on the right track, group number one. I see things going well for you next week. I don't see anything to be particularly worried about, but make sure that you maintain your maturity, that you put any sort of stubbornness aside and just focus on what you know is going to lead to fulfillment, even if it takes discipline. So group number one, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you found it insightful. I hope it gave you peace of mind for your upcoming week. And if you're new to my channel and you've made it all the way up until this point of the reading, who are we kidding? Subscribe to get your weekly prediction in your subscription feed, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number two, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Amazonite, group number two. I want to get straight into your reading about your upcoming week. We're going to be doing everything super intuitively, so just lean back, relax, have a little beverage that you enjoy, a little snack, and we can get right into what is going on for you. Okay, so first and foremost, we have the High Priestess. So group number two, one thing that I want you to keep in mind next week is that you are going to be asked to be the bigger person. You're going to be asked to truly think about your actions as well as the results that you acquire through those actions. So one thing that I see here is you also being the one who kind of grants other people the possibility to be themselves, given the fact that, you know, those actions are positive actions. So what I mean by this is people coming to you for advice. People are coming to you asking you, hey, what do you think about me doing X, Y, or Z? And what I want you to do is give the most loving and caring advice that you can give. Let them know like, hey, I think this aspect of your idea is great, and I think this is where you need to look out. But make sure that you're not being too overly cautious for that human being. That is one tendency that I see in the High Priestess, that you could get a little too worried about the people around you, especially if they're very close loved ones. So who popped out here? Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups. In the Ace of Cups, I see emotionally like a fresh start. I see that this is a new approach that you're maybe not used to. You're maybe used to being the one who kind of like tells people to be a little bit more cautious just because you worry about them, but I see just kind of like letting things happen. I mean, maybe you are a mother, maybe you're a pet owner, and you're just kind of like going to try and say to yourself, okay, I'm just going to let them do their thing. So whether you're a parent, a mom, a dad, a pet owner of any sort, I see just letting go a little bit of that leash that you're holding your loved one onto, especially if they're younger than you or inexperienced, like less experienced than you are. I see that that is going to allow them to grow a lot more. That is going to allow everything to grow a lot more. And in the Tower, I see that you have to do the same for yourself. You have to stop being so afraid about the what ifs. So if you want to, for instance, become an entrepreneur, you have to stop worrying about the, okay, what if I don't make money one month? What if I get into some sort of financial difficulty? You have to stop worrying about what if it doesn't work. So you have to start thinking about what if it does work. See the opportunity instead of focusing on what could be the downfall, if you know what I mean. Because when you focus too much on that, guess what you're going to attract? Exactly that. You're going to be attracting the downfall of this business, of this new relationship, of whatever it is that you really, really want, but it scares you so much that you're looking at reasons as to why you can't start working on it. Then in the Hierophant, I see consulting in some sort of like spiritual knowledge may truly help you. So consulting with somebody who is, for instance, a spiritual leader, maybe just listening to a podcast, reading a book. What I personally would truly recommend is reading books as well as listening to podcasts and videos of people who inspire you, who have been in this journey, on this journey for longer than you have, and just soak up their wisdom, soak up their knowledge that they have about getting yourself out of this thinking that, you know, everything is magnetized down to fear and anxiety, because it's literally just crushing your potential. And group number 2, there's nothing we need any less than that. Then in the tarot cards, I want you to consult in more readings. So there are so many amazing readers out here on YouTube, on other platforms where you can get tarot readings. Also, a personal reading may be a great idea for you next week, as I see that you can get a lot of guidance and a lot of new insight, because next week your energy is just aligned to open up a lot about the secrets in your life, a lot about just things that are happening that you may have never expected, that are happening behind the scenes, if you will. Then we have the Wand. So in the Wand, I want you to set your intentions. Group number 2, I feel like your intentions are maybe not as clear as they could be. So if you're manifesting, make sure that you're speaking things into existence in the here and now. Make sure that you're cultivating feelings of what you want to acquire and cultivating them as if they're like it's happening now. So for instance, if you want to go on an amazing beach vacation, think to yourself what it feels like to be on that beach right now. Like feel the breeze, feel the rays of the sun just on your skin, and just taste that yummy pina colada that you're going to be drinking on the beach. You know what I mean? Like manifest it into the now by feeling like it's real in the now, because the mind cannot tell between imagination and reality, and I want you to use that in order to make your imagination in fact your reality. You get what I'm saying, group number 2? Then we have a rebirth. So one thing that I see in rebirth is that will open a new plane, a new sort of how should I say, like a board where you can reinvent the game for yourself. But I'll get a little bit more into that in a second. Then we have the Wiccan Read, we have the Ethos. So one thing that I see is you rewriting the game for yourself. The fact that you're doing things in the now, you're manifesting things by using this very powerful practice of visualization and being there right now where you want to go, being there right now, and then in turn actually making it the now. I see that that is really going to change things for you. It's going to change the direction that you're going into. And if you're right now tied down in your studies or a job where it's very hard for you to venture out of the realms that you're in, I want you to know that this is a great preparation for you. This is a great way for you to make sure that as soon as you're ready to go, see, for instance, as soon as you've graduated or as soon as you've saved up enough to try and go after that entrepreneurial venture you've always wanted to go after, you will be able to make a lot more progress in a very short amount of time compared to if you would have never prepared yourself for the upcoming chapter. Then we have the Peridot as well as the Kunzite. So in the Peridot, one thing that I see is that next week is a week where you're going to be teaching somebody younger than you, okay? We have that in the Kunzite and children as well. So somebody who is younger than you is going to enter your life or pass by in your life, and I see that you have something very valuable that you can teach them. Maybe you are a teacher or you're just somebody who gives other people knowledge that is like your job or something that you're passionate about. Next week is a week where I want you to really focus on the value that you're giving, because sometimes we can get so entailed in just helping whoever needs help. So this doesn't always have to be a child. This could just be somebody who is less knowledgeable in a field where you are an expert, so to say. So sometimes we can get so entangled in just, okay, I just need to like push out the knowledge that we forget to really wrap in a valuable message into it. You know what I mean? Like we're just trying to get the matter out there. We're just trying to stick so objectively to the subject that we forget to put our heart into it. So keep that in mind, group number 2. That is something where I want you to re-infuse a little bit more passion. But overall, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you found it insightful, maybe a little motivational. I hope that it put you in a headspace where you feel more relaxed about your upcoming week. So group number 2, wherever you are in this world, I wish you a fabulous day or night, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the blue quartz group number 3, and I want to get straight into your reading about your upcoming week. As usual, we're doing this intuitively AF, and I just want you to lean back and relax. First and foremost, we have the Emperor. So in the Emperor, I see you needing to make plans next week. I see that it's very important for you to stay goal focused and to think about the next steps, contemplate the next steps that you have to take in order to get to your goals, and also just look yourself in the eye, so to say. Okay, this sounds really weird, but look at the actions that you've been taking so far. Have you sort of been like low-key procrastinating a little bit? Have you been telling yourself, okay, I know I need to do X, Y, and Z, but instead I'm just gonna like clean my room because it's like a really productive, good thing to do also, right? Well, I mean, yes, but also no, because sometimes you're purposely doing another task just in order to not confront the task that you actually need to do that you know would be really important. Then in the 7 of Pentacles, I see that in order to move forward, you have to break through that sort of procrastination blockage, through that anxiety, whatever it is that is stopping you from doing what you know you have to do in order to get to that next step in the earthly realms, okay? So this has to do with the earthly realms. It is very clear now in the 7 of Pentacles, this has to do with your health. Maybe you have fitness goals, with your finances, your financial goals, as well as, you know, either your academic goals or the goals in your career, in your professional life. So keep in mind that next week, this is the time to break through and the time to move forward and allow it to keep growing, but only you are able to do so. And then in the Knight of Swords, I see that you have to just stop sweet talking things to yourself. Group number 3, I feel like you've been maybe a little bit too soft with yourself. You've been maybe a little too much into the self-care, but you need to cut the crap next week, okay? You have to tell yourself, look, I have to do this in order to get to the next stage. There's no way around it. Who am I kidding? Nobody else is gonna push me. I need to push myself. And in the devil, I see temptation here to not do this. There is temptation that is making you feel like, oh, okay, let me just go out with my friends. Let me just check out this online store. Let me just read this article. Let me just, not do exactly what I need to do. So I see you avoiding something, group number 3. I see a lot of you trying to like duck and turn and change the direction just in order to avoid a task. And I feel like this is one of those tasks that when you actually get to it, you're like, wow, why was I procrastinating this for so long? Why was I avoiding this for so long? Because it's actually not that bad. So keep in mind in the devil that things are going to tempt you to look the other way, but you need to take responsibility. You need to be accountable, group number 3, for what you do and what it is that you don't do. Then we have the Watchtower of the North. In the Watchtower of the North, I see winter. I see a time where you just need to remain in your bubble to work on your things. And it may be very hard for you to step away from the world. Maybe there are festivities going on, parties where you want to be a part of, but you can't, okay? You cannot do that. If you want to get things done, you're going to have to make sacrifices. And that is one thing that I see in the Watchtower of the North. And here in fertility, another thing that I see is, well, the obvious fertility, but also fertility for new ideas, fertility for new endeavors. So keep in mind that you just taking time off from the world, social media, will give you a creative boost and will allow your mind to actually start to focus on creativity again and focus on creating, if that is something where you've been feeling like you're in a rut recently. Then in the Unakite, I want you to live in the present. Mindfulness is important. If you eat while you're watching a show, if you're eating right now, okay, group number 3, I'm not judging, but I'm just saying, if you're doing constantly like distracted, that is how you're not in the moment. That is how you fail to be mindful and present. So that is just one thing where you can focus on being present. Eating, just focusing on your food, focusing on every bite that you take. How does it taste? How does it smell? What's the consistency like? Those are just little ways how you can practice mindfulness day by day, which is a very important thing for you to be doing. And right now I just see that it would be beneficial. It would almost be like meditation to you. Then in the selenite, I want you to cultivate a bit more of a peaceful aura, okay? I see that you just isolating your tasks is going to allow you to do them in a proper manner where you actually end up doing the tasks well instead of just getting them done, okay? You can be a lot more proficient, you can be a lot more efficient. The projects really stand out if you just allow them to be your sole focus without getting distracted like left and right. Then in the Angelite, last but not least, I see angels being with you next week, group number 3. I see that in a very subtle way you will feel a presence here, and I want you to know that those are your angels, and those could be angels from past loved ones. Those could be angels that are here just to protect you, guide you, maybe keep you company, especially in this time where you should be taking a little bit of time away just to focus on your projects and what you know needs to be done without resisting so much and trying to fall into this trap of procrastination, which I know is really tempting, as we spoke about in the devil. But hey, things just need to be done, especially with the end of the year rolling up. So group number 3, allow yourself to motivate yourself. Allow yourself to tell yourself, okay, I got everything going for me. I just need to seize the moment. I just need to seize these opportunities. So don't let this pass you by. Don't let yourself fall into like a lazy place. This is the time, the best time to be alive. Humanity has never had so many opportunities for each and every one of us, and I want you to keep that like at the core of your motivation. It is in fact the greatest time to be alive. So group number 3, I truly hope that you enjoyed your reading and that you found it insightful, maybe a little motivational. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. We'll see you all in one of my upcoming readings. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Black Obsidian group number 4. I want to get straight into your reading about your upcoming week because I have a really interesting feeling within you, group number 4. I feel like we're going to come to some situations that you may have not expected. So first and foremost, we have a balance. So one thing that I see is things moving back into balance. I feel like for a long time, you may have been out of balance, you may have felt imbalanced, but balance is where you're moving towards in the upcoming week. And in familiar, one thing that I see that this has a lot to do with somebody who you know very well helping you to regain balance. So this could be a parent, it could be just somebody who is close to you, like a friend or a sibling. With you talking to them, working with them, just hanging out with them, it'll just leave you feeling a lot more imbalanced than you've been in a long time. So if you usually are a bit more introverted, you don't spend a lot of time with your friends, your family, for whatever reason, maybe you're also busy, I want you to know that being with them in the upcoming week is going to have an extremely therapeutic effect on you as well as your chakras. Then in the Page of Wands, one thing that I see here is a really witty, fun, new situation arising. I see in the page that you're not afraid to come up with new ideas in your relationships, and I feel like you're also just going to bring up things that you'd like to do. So just opening that segue by hanging out with somebody who you haven't hung out with in a long time, or with who you know you should spend more time but you just haven't. I see that that is going to open up the path to more fun activities and you just talking about what you're going to be doing next and getting out of your comfort zone a little more. Then in the Eight of Wands, I see a form of celebration and creation. So there is one way how you can move forward on your path to your goals, your dreams, your aspiration that requires a little bit of work, but is the most direct way, okay? So we have so many different paths that we can go down, but next week I see that there is a very specific path that can open up to you as long as you open up sort of like your vision for creativity, your vision that allows you to be like, oh my God, like I never thought of this before, but through say mind mapping, through say allowing myself to journal, I have come up with this idea. Through meditation, through manifestation, all of a sudden I have opened the portal to my third eye chakra that is intuitively allowing me to see the signs of the upcoming steps without even needing to think to myself too much how I'm gonna do it. I'm just being led down this path that is telling me exactly like what the next step is without me even needing to try. You get what I'm saying, group number 4? Then in the Page of Cups, I see that that may leave you feeling a little bit insecure. I feel like that may leave you feeling a little bit shook, if you will, group number 4. This is surprising. This is something that you didn't expect. You felt like it is a lot harder to be successful. It is a lot harder to get to the next stage, but it's actually not. As long as you let things happen, as long as you just go in with the right vibration and mindset, you can in fact just get to the next successful stage. You can be successful, you can be wealthy, you can have the love that you want in your life. You can basically accomplish the things that you want to accomplish a lot easier than you probably think. Then in the Knight of Swords, I see one situation where it would be more beneficial for you to think about the other person's feelings a little bit more. The Knight of Swords tends to be somebody who just basically says it how it is, but at the same time, you may hurt somebody's feelings, which may put a damper on the next week, as well as the exciting energy that we have here for you in correlation to your endeavors. So in order to not allow that to happen, group number 4, I want you to watch out to, what kind of conversation you engage in. Try to not engage in any sort of drama, even if somebody's pushing you towards it, because the Knight of Swords is not afraid to retaliate verbally. And I want you to stay far away from verbal retaliation. Even if somebody is trying to test you, just let them know, look, I'm sorry you feel that way. Like, yeah, I'm just not gonna engage. I'm just literally not gonna stoop to that level of vibrational energy that I don't need in my life. Because if it's not something positive, all you can do is apologize for making them feel a certain way intentionally or unintentionally and move forward, okay? That is the most productive way for you to conquer more heights next week. Then in the Obsidian, we have protection. So you chose the Obsidian as the mineral of your choice, and then we have the Obsidian in your reading again. So protection is one thing that I see for you next week that is highly important. You have to protect yourself. Yes, the universe will help you, but at the same time, we need your willpower, group number 4. In the turquoise, I see again balance, okay? So I want you to know that your throat chakra as well as your heart chakra may be imbalanced. In order to get them back into balance, try to meditate, try to use crystals in order to heal, in order to unblock any blockages that you have within your chakras, just in order to have them all functioning with each other again. And last but not least, we have the tiger eye. One thing that I see here is that your solar plexus chakra is going to give you all sort of vibes, all sort of feelings. And another thing that I see is heavy attachment to animals. So you may see an animal that you wish you had in your life, or there may already be animals in your life where I just want you to know that it would be beneficial for you to spend an additional amount of time with them, because their energy is going to have an amazing effect not only on you, but your energy is also going to help them feel more at home and them feel more comforted. So give the 4-legged, 6-legged, however many legged friends that you have in your life that extra love and devotion that they deserve in the upcoming week. And that is another thing that helps you come back into balance, because you're not so concerned with your words, because obviously animals, we do not communicate through words with them. We communicate more through vibration, more through touch, more through just, you know, physically like showing them what we mean. Yeah, of course we can communicate through words, but they don't understand words the way we humans interact with each other. And that is just, can give you like a fresh reset. It can also allow you to just stay a little bit away from human beings, because talking can get exhausting. Also depending on who your conversational partner is, if you know what I mean, group number 4, and just being with animals that don't talk back is just so therapeutic, okay? I said it, group number 4, there you go. So this is a reading that I received for you, group number 4. I truly hope that you found it insightful. I hope that it gave you a good idea of what is going on for you next week and what would be beneficial for you. And if you're new to my channel and you made it all the way up until this point of the reading, make sure to subscribe. Who are we kidding? You definitely belong in the unicorn fam, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos.